what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Coach Cruise with our special guest. It's like we've merged. We Funnel Heads and Coach Cruise have merged into one. We've done enough shows lately together. But yeah, thanks everybody for coming. And today we are talking about fall cruising because it's fall, it's cold, it's cold here in Chicago today. Cold, rainy, wet. I got heater, just turned the heater on. I changed it from air conditioning to, the furnace today. True story. That happened today when I got home. I'm like, damn, it's cold inside the house. Let me turn the heat on a little bit. So yeah, that's going on. So that's typical of fall. I know some of you are in warmer climates. It might not have gotten warmer yet, but it's definitely turning fall here in the Midwest. And so we got a couple featured cruises, particularly, in the month of October. Of course, we have Halloween that's coming up just next week. And then just next month, only about 30 days away, people will be boarding the ships. I'll be one of those, I'm going to have to say, for a Thanksgiving cruise. And so, I saw the comments. I was reading through some of the comments, and some of you have already said, you love cruising on Halloween, or you love cruising during Thanksgiving or whatever. So we're going to talk about that. Maybe some of you out there, have wanted to cruise on Halloween or Thanksgiving. You thought, well, I don't know, I don't want to leave the family and this and that. You might have your reasons, or, get-togethers and things like that, which are certainly understandable. But let me say hi to everybody. Before I say hi to everybody, if there's anybody new out there, and I don't know how close Andrew is to his next milestone, but I went on and was looking at my page yesterday. And yesterday, I was 8 people away from 11,000 for the Coach Cruise channel. And then today, before getting on the show right now, it was 3 people away. It's 10,997. So if there are 3 of you out there that aren't subscribed to Coach Cruise, you could be like, hey, I'd hit him 11,000 the same show. So if we can get 3 more today, that'd be great. And Andrew, where are you at in terms of your next milestone?
So I think we're hovering around 8,600. So my next big one would be 9,000. So we're steadily getting there. And yeah, I just appreciate everybody coming to our channel and your channel to, look for support and answering questions, because that's what we're here for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have a couple good months. We could be, 9,000 on New Year's, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be a great way to start the year. All right. Well, Justin is back on the podium, and not just with a medal, but a gold medal. Justin was getting a lot of gold for a long time. And then he went, I guess he went back to training or something. He wasn't on the podium in a while. Now he's like, no, I want my gold back. So good job, Justin. And then Ken is back on the podium, silver medal. And then we got Sean rounding it up with the bronze. Says, hi, Coach. We love cruising on Thanksgiving, but in my opinion, New Year's Eve cruises are the best, and I love a New Year's Eve cruise as well. Crazy Eyed Cruiser is saying, hey, Coach Cruise and Coach Cruise family will be cruising on Halloween on the Carnival Glory, and the day after Thanksgiving on the Mardi Gras. Let's go. So, Crazy Eyed Cruisers got both bases covered as far as this is concerned. And Mandy is a fall cruiser as well. She is saying, hey, Coach, 25 days until my cruise on the Mardi Gras. And Admin Tim wants to say hey to everybody. We all love Admin Tim. And then let's see here. You guys are saying hi to one another. Cruising Chris Moss has checked in, and he says, let's start the night off with a treat for Coach and Zoe. I love that idea. So that means we got to go. Look how little we have of the Whistle Pig. It's been a few months I've had this, but again, I've only been taking 1 shot every show. It's the first shot because it's the 100 proof and it's potent. And you all get to see me wince once I chug this one down, because the proof hits quite a bit different. But while I prepare myself mentally for this shot, Zoe, let's get your treat. Zoe only appears for treats. She's a diva. High five for Chris. High five. What do you say? What do you say? Say it louder. There you go. All right. All right. Thank you, Cruising Chris Moss. And look, this is my filled up cup, but I got Cruising Chris Moss. I don't know if the glare of the sticker there, but yeah, there he is right there, squeezed right in there. So thank you, Chris. Cheers. And here's the 100 proof going down. Chris, that particular super chat has you at numbers 116 through 130, which means we're only 20 away. We should be giving away another cooler today, it looks like. So yeah, let's do that. We're only 20 away. All right. So everybody's saying hello to everybody. There's Kimberly saying hello, Coach, Funnelheads, and crew. JB is in the house. He was sharing Cruising with Jen's little short video. She is on one of those Eights casino cruises, which JB is going to be going on November 1st on the Magic. And I mean, it's insane. They have slot machines all over the damn ship. Like every public area seems to have a casino in it. It's crazy. It's like nothing I've ever seen. So just seeing those videos out there.
Yeah, I saw pictures and videos from Eric from North Shore Travelers, and it looks so weird seeing like the tables and the slot machines in the atrium. I was joking around saying they probably have a slot machine like outside the restrooms as well. It's wild to see.
Yeah, no, that is. And you know, I was reading one of the comments on Cruising with Jen's thing, and somebody had made the comment like, you know what, I'm a big casino player, but this is a little overkill or something like that. And I'm wondering how many people that are doing that are just loving it. Like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever, because most of the people that are on those cruises are casino people. So you think some of them are going to be like in a little bit of heaven, because that's the place that they frequent the most. But then others might just be like, well, you know, I love the casino, but you know, I like going to the shows. I like going to the stand-up comedy and those types of things. And because you got a damn casino in every one of those venues, it kind of takes away from the entertainment that you would normally get on board. So if you're not gambling, you're basically just kind of stuck, you know, watching other people gamble, I guess. So that's the way that is. But Cruiser Charlene says, hey, Coach and Andrew, 10 more days until my cruise. I wish I was only 10 days away, but I'm just over 30. How about you, Andrew? What's the next cruise for you again?
We're actually trying to get on the Celebration for New Year's. I don't know if it's going to work, but after that, we have a little bit of a length. Our next one after that is going to be the World America in April, so we're actually on a little hiatus.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Well, we got Sean in the house. We got Hot Tea in the house. Good to see both of you. Cruising Chris Moss is only 59 days away. He got under that 60 plateau, so less than 2 months. We got Meg checking in. She says, any truth to the select few free drink packages? Well, I mean, I don't know if you're referring to Carnival including Cheers in their bookings. I'm not quite sure. Do you think that's what she means?
That's the way I read it, but I'm not exactly sure if you could elaborate on that a little bit. But I have seen those offers come through with like the included, but I mean, they do bump the prices up from what I've seen. So
yeah. Well, so Meg, you just made me remember this, but I booked another cruise. And this one was with Carnival, not with Margaritaville, although I'm still doing the Margaritaville July 3rd. But the next cruise I booked since then, because of that deal that I think Meg is referring to, they had a Cheers all over the ship thing. Mm-hmm. I got an interior on the Carnival Horizon, and I already had a Havana booked on the Horizon for June 20th. So there's a 6-day prior to that. So I got a June 14th to the 20th. So I'll be a back-to-back now on the Horizon, and an interior with Cheers for 2. Check this. With Cheers included, the whole week, taxes, port fees, everything, $838.
You can't beat that.
You cannot beat that. To have Cheers included, that's what the drink package alone should cost.
It's like you're losing money not going.
Yeah. Like, so I mean, basically, it's just like I bought the drink package, and the cruise legitimately is free. They paid for the port fees, taxes, everything. It's just like, here, you pay for the drink package, and we'll just literally give you a free thing. So
That's awesome.
I was super happy about that deal. Yeah. So thank you, Carnival, for that. So yeah, JB, 10 days out. So JB is, like I said, is about to go on the Carnival Magic and join that Aces cruise. We got David Cundiff checking in from Facebook. He's doing a Woodford double. Okay, there we go.
Very nice.
Cruiser Charlene is a gambler. She's like, hey, how do you get on that Aces cruise? Because I want to go. She wants to play some Dragon Link, I think. The food choices in the MDR are supposed to be elevated as well on Aces cruises. Yeah, they should be giving you all prime rib. I like that idea. I didn't know about that yet. Let us know about that menu, JB. Roderick Hawkins is checking in, saying hello to everybody, and is going to be on the Mardi Gras December 6th, so he's not too far off. Tim's just saying hello. And look, here we go. We got Carnival Cruise Addicts checking in, and they're saying hello to everybody. What's up, Liz and Chris? And I saw Chris. He was highly upset at somebody talking politics. I wish I'd have seen the post that set Chris off, but he had a post. And he used a couple, colorful words, I guess you could say, in this post, like fudge and describe people, talking about politics and stuff. So yeah, remember, people, you don't talk about politics, you don't talk about religion. keep those out of discussion in the cruise world, right? Okay. So yeah, that was a little bit funny. Meg says, I've been waiting to ask you, there's a blue buy banner on some folks' homepages offering the package free, not part of any other deal. Yeah, I mean, Meg, I know that a lot of those free drink deals are casino people, honestly. I know a lot of people that are hardcore casino people, and they always get the free drink package all over the ship. Like the Carnival Cruise Addicts that we were just talking about. They're heavy gamblers, and they get all their drinks free all over the ship, and then they also get a bottle of liquor sent to the room on top of that. So yeah, if you're a gambler and you spend a good amount of time in the casino and pumping money through the machines and things like that, you will get taken care of for sure. Coach, my deal for my cruise in 10 days, a free balcony cabin, drinks everywhere on the ship, and $200 free play. And I'm cruising solo. I only had to pay port fees and taxes under $300. That's what I'm talking about right there.
That's awesome.
If you're going to gamble, then yeah, you can get some deals like that offset some of the losses and gambling for sure. Cruising Chris Moss, the biggest debate I get into is port or starboard room. Yeah, there you go. Meg says, I am casino people. I did not get it. Maybe I don't spend enough anyway. Thank you. Yeah, well, sorry about that, Meg. I'm a casino person too, and I feel like I'm the same issue. Like, and I know Andrew has said this as well. Like, I don't know if I'm not spending enough money, to earn enough points or whatever. I've started playing slot machines more to try to get higher up in status and ranking and things like that to get more of those offers and such. But it doesn't always work out. I definitely haven't gotten anything close to what like Carnival Cruise Addicts do, or even Charlene. I've not. I take that back. So this Thanksgiving cruise, I did get basically a free room, and I got free cheers for 2. The best deal I'd gotten before that was free cheers for 1, and like a ocean view or something like that. So yeah, it did happen to me once, but trust me, I paid for that cruise like 3 or 4 times over. So I would have been happy to take my money back and just pay full price for everything, that I'm getting, and I would still have a bunch of money left over. So yeah, I don't know how free it was. Cruiser Charlene, it's not just spending, it's also winning. They want the winners to come back and spend their winnings. Yes, they do. And I know Tim is a big Coke person, and he was super happy when Coke came back to Carnival. That happened a few months ago. So yeah, so I think we are through all the comments. And again, cruising Chris Moss just today, $15 super chat. So we are up to 130. We're only 20 away. But the topic again today, we're talking about fall cruising, cruising on Halloween, cruising on Thanksgiving, and talking with Andrew before the show. He just came back from a cruise, so he's done a Halloween cruise like just a week ago or so. And so he can kind of fill you in on, everything. And he rattled off about 10 different things to me. So I got almost a full drink here, so I'm going to give the stage to Andrew and let him tell you about everything you can possibly expect on a Halloween October cruise. So if you have one upcoming and you haven't been on one before, Andrew is going to fill you in on what you might see on your particular cruise.
Yeah, I mean, we love going, particularly Halloween. I was telling Brad, we've never gone during Thanksgiving yet. We usually do like a big family gathering for Thanksgiving, so usually we can't travel that week as far as cruising goes. But I would love to do one day, whether it's like a family reunion type thing, or maybe just taking Thanksgiving off one year completely from the family and kind of doing our own thing. But I've heard wonderful things on it. Brad's going to tell us a little bit about Thanksgiving in just a little bit, but we always typically go in October. Usually like the first or second week of October, because that's when we have, a couple extra days off. And we love it, especially, having an 8-year-old. They have a lot of different, Halloween activities, not only for, everybody on the ship, whether it's adults or teenagers, but specifically kids. And they do a really good job at it. This is, I think, our third Halloween cruise that we've done. The first one was on, actually, I want to say 4. It's either 3 or 4. It doesn't matter. But I believe the first one was on the Ecstasy. Then we did the Elation, then the Celebration, and now the Paradise. So 3 fantasy ships in there. So we definitely like the fantasy ships for these smaller Halloween parties and get-togethers. But basically, Halloween season on Carnival Cruise kicks off October 1st. So if you have a cruise booked anytime during the month of October, you can expect, Halloween festivities. So of course they decorate the ship. That's like the first thing you're going to notice when you get on board, typically the atrium, or if you're going on some of the like XL class ships, that'll be in like the Grand Central or the Central area. And they do a really good job at decorating. They have a lot of, pumpkins, a lot of different like floral colors, fall colors, and of course patches, which is their big statue. He's on, I believe, all the ships now, and he's relatively newer. I don't know when he kind of popped around, but I want to say it's within the last like 8 or so years. And he actually creeped us out one day because we were on the Mardi Gras, and they have it at I forget the bar's name, but across from, what's it, Fortune Teller on the Mardi Gras? Is that the bar that has
Fortune Tellers on the Mardi Gras? Yep.
Okay, so it's like across from there, and we swore it spoke, and like for the next hour we're like trying to like wave in front of this thing, and like Rhett is running up to it, jumping, like everybody's involved trying to get it to like say something, and we're like, I don't, maybe we just heard something, and we're about to leave, and finally it says something crazy again, and we're like, I knew it. But we looked like fools for an entire hour, so that was always a good time. But we did confirm that it does in fact talk. It is random though. I don't know if it's on like a timer or whatever. It's not motion. Otherwise it would be going off all day, which makes sense. But anyway, so you have all the decorations. As far as the activities go, Carnival now has this included with the fun times. They also have an entertainment calendar, which for Halloween works very, very well. It lists like some of the main shows on here, but also all of the Halloween activities. And it really gets kicked off on the very first day as you board. So like I said, it's all decorated. Then on our cruise, they had Patches Bingo, which I don't know how themed that is. We didn't go to it. We've been going to bingo way less. I don't know about everybody else. I saw actually a post from John Heald this morning about, somebody saying that the bingo prices were outrageous, and I kind of agree, even though he said it very rudely. But we always found it to be fun to go to, with Rhett as a family, and even though we never won, it was always like a fun thing to do. But now it's so expensive. But that's another topic. But then, of course, on the first day, you also there's 4 different drinks that you can pick from that each bar has. I want to say there's 1 mocktail and 3 different, like, mixed alcoholic beverages, and they're quite good. We tried each one of them, even the mocktail one. They're rather sweet, but if you like, sweet, maybe not polarizing alcoholic drink, then definitely give it a try. They did a really good job at that. So, and then followed up by the rest of the week. I mean, you have just a ton of different activities. So I'll let you read out maybe if there's any comments or something before I get in. I don't want to take up the whole.
No,
So,
hey, this is good. I'm actually able to read comments and stuff like that. And just real quick, 10,999. So on YouTube, if there's any new people here that aren't subscribed to myself on YouTube, you could be the one that hits 11,000. And thank you to the 2 other people who already signed up today, because I was at 10,997 prior to the show. Let's see. As far as comments regarding Halloween, well, JB, everybody's still talking about the casino. Carnival Cruise Addicts did share that the internet is working great tonight, so that's good. I know Cruiser Charlene says, don't forget to like this video. Tim is saying the internet must have been Greg and Michelle last week. They were having something going on with their internet or computers. I don't know if that's it or not, but I mean, that's a theory. It could have been that. Because I did get some fancy new internet, so it's supposed to.
Ooh.
I was really disappointed when I heard it wasn't working well. Meg, I do have a menu pulled up, and I got to order from this menu last year because I was on a Thanksgiving cruise last year. So I'll be sharing that as soon as we get done talking about the Halloween stuff. And we got Rick the Texas Cruiser in the house. Yeah, so I mean, honestly, a lot of people are still pumped about the casino stuff. Andrews. So, well, just to chime in a little bit on the Halloween cruises, I have gone 1 or 2 Halloween cruises, but because of my school schedule and stuff, usually the one I remember going on was several years ago, and it was like a weekend where, it was like a 3-day weekend. So I'd do like a 3-day cruise. So it was very short, but I remember the patches, the pumpkin and everything. And they had as you mentioned, like the dance classes, learn how to do Thriller. But as Andrew and I were talking about prior to the show starting, they teach you that Thriller dance all the time. It seems like on every cruise. It's kind of annoying, honestly. I don't even know how to do the Thriller thing, but I don't want to learn it again, even though I don't want to do. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It just feels like that's just overdone. Like, I don't know. But maybe people out there like it. I don't know. I think that can go though. Teach us a new dance or something. And they do that too, but that's the Thriller one seems to be the constant. So what else?
So for the main thing with the kids, they have one of the days where they have trick or treating, which is really cool. They tell you where to start. So I think on our cruise it was Pixels, and they give you a map, and so you have to go basically around the ship, your own little ship tour, dressed up in costume as far as the kids go, and they go around. And this is for kids, teenagers, basically anybody under, I would say, 21. And they go to all these different areas. Some of them have like tricks and some of them are treats. So they do like a nice mix of like giving out candy, but they also like play little mini games, or just other little fun things. So that's really cool. And at the end of it, they have basically like a dance party. So it's always like meeting up in basically the club on the ship, depending on what ship you're at. And then the kids have like their own little line dancing, and the cruise director comes and the DJ's there. All the camp counselors are there from Camp Ocean, and they give out like different prizes for the kids, scariest or funniest or this or that. So best dancing, person in costume. So it's a really cool like little way for not only the parents but also the kids to get involved in that. They also have pumpkin carving, although we didn't have it on our ship. I don't know, probably there just weren't enough days because it was only a 4-day sailing. But they do have pumpkin carving competitions. They also have trivia throughout the days, so it's usually 2 times throughout the cruise. They'll have different trivia, whether it's like horror trivia, sci-fi, fantasy, anything that has to do with Halloween. They also have the Patches Family Pumpkin Hunt, which is kind of like a scavenger hunt. They hide like these little cutout pumpkins at different venues around the ship. And again, it's just like this, cool thing that families can do, and the kids really get into it. They also have movies, usually in the Seaside Theater on the Lido deck, or if depending on the ship they don't have the Seaside Theater, it's usually in one of the lounges. And they show different, more like PG rated movies like Casper, Haunted Mansion, things like that. They did show Haunted Mansion on our cruise, although again, it was only 4 days, so we didn't have time to watch a movie. Let's see. The biggest thing is going to be, of course, the costume party and the contests. This is going to be one specific night. It usually takes place of one of the main shows in the main theater. And it's a great time, not only for kids, but all adults. They have all different like prizes given out: group, solo, doubles, triples, scariest, most innovative, funniest, like, so on and so forth. So they're giving out, 10 different prizes across all different categories. Usually it's, just a little medal. Rhett ended up attending it this year, and actually we are 3 for 3 or 4 for 4. I can't remember how many we've gone on, but you get a cool little medal. So he has a few of these, and then you get just a certificate, which got a little bit crumpled on the way back, but just says, you won the Halloween contest and what ship you're on. So that's always cool, especially for the kids. It makes them feel really good. But, just to see and interact with all the different costumes that are on board and what people come up with is just so fun to watch, and the cruise director interacting. So I'll cut off right there for a second.
Oh, no, that's great. No, and the costumes are fun. Like, I mean, that's fun for adults, like to see, even adults get into. That's one of the things that I see adults getting into more is Halloween. And maybe that's why Halloween is some of adults' favorite time, is because it allows them to be kids again, like even if it's like a sexy costume, it still allows them to dress up and do something, that they wouldn't normally do or don't get the opportunity to do unless it's around Halloween. And I love Terry and Cheryl's idea. They said Halloween shots for adults would be nice. And you know what? That would be nice. Like, well, and Andrew mentioned it, like the Halloween themed drinks that they have on board or whatever. If, like I know Southwest Airlines does this, there's like 3 or 4 days a year, maybe more than that, where they give everybody flying a free drink. You don't have to have a special coupon or anything like that. It's just like if you're flying on such and such a day, you get a free drink. That would be cool. Like if you have, a week or two, close to Halloween, or if it's Thanksgiving, or if it's New Year's or whatever, where they say, yeah, everybody, is going to get, there's an automatic free drink on your ship card. Just to go to a bar and you get one of our themed drinks. If it's a Christmas drink or a Halloween drink or whatever, that would be something that would be really cool. And I think that would promote potentially people wanting to cruise more on those particular dates, even more than they might otherwise. So, Terry and Cheryl, I like that idea, a free shot or a free drink, over a Halloween cruise or a Thanksgiving or a New Year's or whatever the case may be, Christmas. That would be cool. And then we had Rick, who is complimenting the Aruba video. And some of you might be saying to yourself, wait a minute, I didn't see any Aruba video. And that is because only members got to see that Aruba video today. I am going to release that Aruba video to everybody, maybe tomorrow. But yeah, the members, they get, sneak preview of most videos. And then I drop some other videos that are a little bit more informal. I did actually share one that I shared with the members on Facebook, because a lot of people said they liked it with the pumpkins and the Halloween and everything. Because I saw some crazy cool pumpkins. So if you're not with me on Facebook, go check out the Coach Cruise Facebook page or group, and you'll see that video. But I mean, honestly, the best carved pumpkins I've ever seen in my life. Wow. And I'm old enough to have seen quite a few pumpkins in my life, but these were the coolest carved pumpkins I've ever seen. That just happened this past weekend. So yeah, check that out if you haven't on Halloween yet. And Cruiser Charlene chimed in that she enjoyed, because she's a member as well. Wanda says, hi guys, my first time here. Love your videos. So glad you are subscribed to both of us. That's awesome. And thank you for that compliment, Wanda. I'm guessing you're talking about us both. I hope so. Look at that. We got Tony back, and he says, hey, Coach. Hey, everyone. It's been a minute, and it has, and it's great to see you here. And then we got Admin Tim, and I love this because I was getting a little parched. So since we have Rick here, I know this is Tim's super chat, but I know Rick's a big fan. And Cruising Chris Moss started us off today. So I forgot to give you the quack. And then we got Admin Tim gets the quack. And Zoe, you want a treat? Come here. Again, Zoe's being a diva. Zoe, come on. All right. So Tim and Cheryl got this treat for you. High five for them. What do you say to them? What do you say? All right, there you go. All right. And Tim and Cheryl, thank you very much. Treat time for Zoe and Coach. A little Buffalo Trace there. Okay. So let's get Tim down. So we are incredibly close, and I think we're going to hit this thing in about 5 seconds, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Admin Tim, 131 through 145. And the aforementioned Cruising Chris Moss. Let's do the drawing and start another, he says. I like that idea incredibly much. So 146 through 150, and then start another. So Cruising Chris Moss is also numbers 1 through 10 on starting another. And I love that idea. So here we got everybody from last week. We have JB, who was 1 through 15. Admin Tim, 16 through 30. Charlene, 31 through 50. Rick, the Texas Cruiser, 51 through 55. Chris, once again, 56 through 70. Admin Tim, 71 through 75. Rick, the Texas Cruiser, again, 76 through 80. Cruising Chris Moss, 81 through 95. JB, 96 through 110. Rick, the Texas Cruiser, 111 through 115. And today, starting off today, we had Chris getting us started. He was 116 through 130 and 146 through 150. And then in the middle there, we had Admin Tim once again, numbers 131 through 145. And you see, let's get that on screen. It shows nothing there. Siri, give me a random number 1 through 150. 70. Who is number 70? Cruising Chris Moss, 56 through 70. Congratulations, sir. And Tim was 71, so that was a tight one. Cruz and Chris Moss had 56 through 70, and then Mid 10 had 71 through 75. So that was as tight as it gets. The Cruz and Chris Moss, congratulations. And yeah, hopefully we give away another one. If we go crazy, we could give it away today, but it'll probably be next week, hopefully. JB says, I need that shirt. Yeah, well, you know what, JB, you're in enough of them. You're due. And JB, you're going to be one that, like, it comes in bunches. I swear, like, I think it was Rick that, you know, he won like 3 in a row one time. And I was like, man, he never seems to win. And then boom, 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 he won like 3 in a row. And then, yeah, I don't know why it's like that, but it seems. And Ben Tim, I think, same thing. Will G is checking in for the first time. Good to see you, Will. And Kimberly agrees that cruising on Halloween is super fun. Wanda, yes, indeed, is subscribed to both. And thank you again for that, Wanda. And since you mentioned subscribe to both, I'm going to see if we have hit 11,000. We are at 10,999. We're still there. One of you out there that is not already subscribed to the channel, be that, pop us to that 11,000. Don't unsubscribe and resubscribe. That's not going to do anything. Carnival Cruise Addicts, have an amazing cruise at Michelle. Michelle says, hi and happy Thursday or Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, packing for our booze cruise. So I'm just popping in to say hello. Yeah, that is going to be a great time. I believe that one is going out of Galveston. That is going to be super fun. We got Willie Serrano checking in. How's it going, Coach? I just booked another MSC cruise for December, and I want to get on the World America. So I got 1 week left in summer that I'm going to book a cruise. And I'm kind of hoping that I get some kind of a deal to cruise MSC on the World America. If I don't do that, I might do a Virgin. I've gotten a couple nice deals from Virgin Voyages, and I haven't been on Virgin yet. Some people are mixed. Some people really like Virgin, and then some people are like, so, but, I kind of want to check it out. So let's see. Will G is getting on the Legend tomorrow, and Will G is retired now, so he can be one of these people that just like cruises 3 months straight on a ship or something. That might be in Will's future. We'll see. Okay, I told Meg that I was going to share a Thanksgiving menu, and I'm just going to read it because I did not download it to pull up. I just thought about it. Okay, so appetizers. Here are your cold appetizers for Thanksgiving. Shrimp cocktail, beef tartare, grilled peach tomatoes, and torn mozzarella. Your hot appetizers are pumpkin leek bisque. This is last year's Thanksgiving menu, by the way, not this year's. I don't think they've released this year's yet. The hot is New England oyster stew, smoked brisket slider, mascarpone and prosecco arancini. The salads are field greens, tomato salad, and Caesar salad. Now the entrees, your seafood entrees are grilled jumbo shrimp, roasted bass, and salmon. Your meats are slow roasted tom turkey, pan seared steak, smoked pork loin, and braised duck legs. And your vegetarian entrees are pappardelle, roasted and dressed petite eggplant, chickpea stew, and baby carrot pilaf. And then this is the Carnival's menu, by the way. Sorry for those of you that are not Carnival, but that's what I got in front of me. Steakhouse selections. Now, these are an extra charge, but they have a lobster tail, surf and turf, broiled filet mignon, grilled lamb chop. And your desserts, melting chocolate cake, bourbon pumpkin pie, honey plum crisp, which is plum cream. I can't read. Oh, wine, plum cream wine, butter crisp, lower calorie, and no added sugar. And then the Southern pecan pie, old fashioned pie crust. I love good pecan pie.
Mm-hmm.
Body of pecan caramel ice cream. Okay, so that's just the Thanksgiving menu there. So yeah, didn't mean to. I hope none of you are hungry out there. JB says, "Got your shirt, Coach. 2 of them. I need that Camp Crystal Lake T funnel heads has on." What, you want to put that up for raffle, Andrew?
Yeah, I love me some horror movies.
So JB is numbers 11 through 25, and we are going to do the Old Forester this time. This Old Forester, this bottle seems to just, I don't know. God, it seems like it's real. I'm trying to get rid of this bottle. Let me try to take one more shot, and it's still got a lot. I need to drink more from this. But JB, thank you for that.
So I'm interested. Do you kind of remember what you ordered when you went on that Thanksgiving cruise last year?
Yeah. I did get the pecan pie. I remember that because
was it as good as it sounds? Because
no. And then yeah, and I mentioned that to Andrew. High five for JB. High five. High five. High five. Come on. What do you say? Oh, I don't even. Is she on screen now? Let me drink it so we can see.
There she is.
There she is. All right. All right. One more time. High five for JB. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? Okay, there you go. She said thank you. And I thank you. And I already did my shot. So here's the thing. Like these menus, and I go New Year's Eve every year, and I'm blessed. And I mean, I'm of the opinion, I'm one of these people, and somebody said it earlier, I forget who it was, I apologize, that their favorite is the New Year's Eve, and my favorite is New Year's Eve too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know what better way to bring in a new year than on the Lido deck of a ship. I don't care what ship, cruise line, whatever.
Mm-mm.
When they do the countdown and you're in the middle of the ocean somewhere and, you know, dancing to music and drinking and everything else like that, and you had a nice meal beforehand, and everybody's dressed up and looking nice and stuff like that. That is cool. So yeah, I don't know how many other ways to bring in New Year's much better than that. But that's a pretty cool experience. Now, the menus for New Year's Eve and Thanksgiving, they have a special menu, and I just read off the special menu for Thanksgiving. So what did I get? I can't say for sure what I got, but just knowing me, I probably got a smoked brisket slider as one of my appetizers. Probably the beef tartare too, maybe some shrimp cocktail. I'm not sure if I got a salad or not, but of those 3, I'd probably have picked a Caesar salad. The seafood, if I didn't get a shrimp, you know what? I probably got some roasted bass. And then, I mean, it's Thanksgiving, so I feel like you're breaking the rules if you don't order turkey.
Oh, 100.
I probably ordered 2 entrees. One of them for sure would have been the slow roasted tom turkey. And the other one, I don't know, was it? I'm thinking I love the sea bass. So I'm kind of guessing it was the roasted bass. That's just my guess. I'm thinking this is last year's Thanksgiving menu, but honestly, some of that stuff doesn't sound familiar. But of the dessert, the bourbon pumpkin pie, and you can get as many desserts. So I probably ordered the bourbon pumpkin pie because obviously bourbon. I mean, yeah, I got to do that. The pecan pie for sure. So yeah, that would have been it. Let's see here. Just going to scroll back. All right, let me see if I missed any comments. Willie Serrano says the World America is really nice. They have a Black Friday. Oh, wow. They got a Black Friday special tonight. Huh. Might have to check that out. Thank you for that. We got BKVXN. We just got off the seashore a little over a week ago. I've converted my fiance to an MSC fan. Yeah. I mean, I want to do MSC. And I know Andrew's been on that MSC. You're still partial to Carnival, or do you prefer MSC more? Which way would you lean?
I think, I mean, at this point of our cruising, it more just depends on the ship and where we're going. We really enjoy, I mean, we've enjoyed Margaritaville, Royal Caribbean, MSC, Carnival. At this point, though, like, Carnival is awesome, but we really like to be surprised going onto a ship, and MSC and I think Royal kind of deliver on that at the moment for us. So we are going to still cruise Carnival and even Margaritaville, but just from those standpoints of like that new feeling and like the different entertainment that they offer, the different venues, even drinks, like, you know, the amount of Cheers packages that we've gotten on Carnival and the same drinks over and over again. It's so nice to hop on a different cruise line. And although, you know, the staple liquor, you know, whether it's vodka or bourbon or like those are all there, but they have different variations of them. So that kind of breathes new life into the experience as well. So I would say, you know, it really just depends price, location, but yeah, we are very much enjoying MSC and Royal right now.
And trying to talk Andrew into, because he said it might be a possibility that July 3rd Margaritaville cruise that I'm booked on. But yeah, I mean, and I told Andrew, and I shared this with everybody last week or the week before. I'm super excited about that because of what Andrew just mentioned. You know, for me, it's a total new experience. You know, like the shows and everything. And that's one thing that I didn't ask you about. But how are the shows on Margaritaville by comparison to, say, Carnival?
I would say they're not there yet, but they are enjoyable. They've got some really talented people, but you know, they're still a little bit lagging in that department. I would say they're a little bit behind Carnival, definitely behind Royal. And even MSC, they're a little bit behind, but they also have older ships. You know, they're buying these, you know, 2001, 2003 ships. So as they move forward in the cruise industry over time, I think they'll just be right up there with the best. But I can't say enough good things about the crew. I mean, anytime you go on a ship, the crew is amazing, but something hit different about the Islander. So I'm excited for you to experience the crew on board as well.
Yeah, and I think you said the Alchemy like bar is the Hemisphere or something like that.
Yeah, it's the Hemisphere Dancer, which is named after Jimmy Buffett's plane that was the name of this plane, but there's a whole story about him basically getting shot down or trying or attempted to get shot down when he was trying to land in Jamaica because they thought he was trying to smuggle basically drugs or something like that. So he left the bullet holes in the side of the plane, and they've named all a bunch of venues after him. So it's really, really cool. Like just even, you know, mixing in the Jimmy Buffett stuff all along, like the venues, the drink names, the shows are a lot, you know, inspired in that. So it's cool. And I will say, you know, we can move on from the topic, but I would put Cheeseburger and Paradise Burgers on Islander up against a Guy's Burger any day of the week.
Really?
Yeah, okay, well, they're fantastic.
And I mean, that's one of my favorite Jimmy Buffett songs is Cheeseburger in Paradise. It might be my favorite because it's not as mainstream as like Margaritaville. Mm-hmm. So it might be my favorite, but I mean, yeah. I'm going to try to hit 3 different groups here. Why can I not turn this? Okay. There's Carnival Cruise Addict sticker right there, right? Okay. And then, so they're leaving us. So we got to say goodbye to them. But then we have Rick the Texas Cruiser because he is a big Buffalo Trace fan. He just did that super chat. And then we have admin Tim who did a super chat earlier that is a big Coke fan. So what we're going to do here, we showed the stickers there, and I'm going to pour a little bit of Buffalo Trace in here, and then we're going to top it off with a little of admin Tim's Coke Zero. So, and then we highlighted the Carnival Cruise Addict. So we hit 3. We hit 3 in one shot there. So cheers, everybody, and thank you, everybody. Lurky Lou. And Lurky Lou, that's a new person chiming in. I don't remember that name unless you changed your name. But Lurky Lou, Cheeseburger in Paradise is better than a Guy's Burger. In my
I would say the same. You have to get the special sauce on it. But they have the same type of setup bar with the toppings, and their fries 100% better. Yeah, it's not even close.
I'm not a huge fan of the fries for Guy's Burgers. I do really enjoy their burger. On the Venezia, that pepperoni burger with the mozzarella and the pepperoni, and that is crazy good. And they got a melting schmooch or something like that also on the Italian themed ships. I highly recommend those to anybody going on those Italian themed Guy's Burgers ships or whatever. But yeah, Lurky Lou, Cheeseburger in Paradise. Okay, so Andrew's already said it. You said it now. So like I'm super pumped about the Cheeseburger in Paradise. I mean, that I love that song too. So like I have to get it, even if it was a bad cheeseburger, I'd have to get it. And then not only that, but well, yeah, that's good enough by itself. So yeah,
on the other side too, and you'll really like this, Brad, is they have Mexican Cutie Cantina, which is basically Blue Iguana, and I would say is equally as good too, if not better. They have the toppings bar as well. I will say the tacos are a lot smaller, but you just get more of them, and they're made fresh. So
yeah, and you know what? I feel like Margaritaville, they remind me of a business model that an airline did. And the airline is Southwest. And Southwest is a mega airline now. And everybody knows about Southwest Airlines and stuff like that. But I feel like Margaritaville is trying to kind of follow in those same footsteps. Whereas they're buying some of these used planes or, not brand new ships or whatever that some of these other cruise lines are passing off. They're fixing them up, dialing them up, trying to give really good service and give some people memorable experiences and stuff like that. And then growing from there. And they're not outpacing themselves. They're growing as they grow and not trying to grow too fast and things like that. And for the most part, I've heard pretty good things about Margaritaville in general. And so I think whatever business model they're following is working pretty well. MSC, I think you could make a strong argument for. More and more people are talking about MSC and how much they like them. And, just getting back to Carnival, and I know, you and I, previous to this, had primarily always been Carnival. It's more competition for them, which again, I know I have to mention it at least once every week, but that's why it just strikes me as so crazy that Carnival can't throw people a bone and say, okay, yeah, all of you people that have been loyal to us and everything, we're going to respect that. And then why they won't respect that for everybody, again, just doesn't make sense, especially when you have so much competition and that competition is chomping at your heels and your loyal cruisers are just looking for a reason to go check those people out and you're giving it to them. Why are you doing that? It's just the dumbest damn thing. Like, why Carnival? Why are you being that damn stupid? And it just, God, it's frustrating as hell. Not only is it, a slap in the face to all your loyal cruisers, but it's just like bad business. Why are you trying to chase away people that are loyal to your brand and trying to be like, yeah, we don't need you. We got new cruisers. We'll get plenty of people. Are you just that cocky that you feel like you can just do that
I think they're like expecting like the old saying, like the grass isn't always greener, but in this case, sometimes it is, especially, if you haven't been on some of their newer ships or renovated ships, you could go try MSC's brand new ship or a Seashore, Seascape, Seaview, any of the Royal Oasis classes, and I mean, you're gonna be really surprised at what they have and what they can offer. So I don't know. I think Carnival's almost betting like for themselves, like, oh, they'll be back, they'll see it, and they'll miss us, but we'll see.
I mean, they're playing with fire. They're really playing with fire for pennies on the dollar, which is what it would cost them. Pennies on the dollar to give the free little perks or whatever that they would be giving to potentially lose lifelong loyal customers. It's just the dumbest damn business model, business idea I've ever heard of any company. It's just strikingly stupid. And again, I realize I'm not the sharpest crayon in the box, and I know that they all think that they know better than everybody else, but it just doesn't make sense on so many levels that I just don't, I don't know. I just don't get it. JB wants to know, and I've heard you say this, so this might be one where Carnival wins out, but JB wants to know, how's the casino on Margaritaville, Andrew?
The casino's pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. It's a pretty frustrating process just to start playing, because you have, of course, whatever, I forget what they call their card, but let's just say Sail and Sign card. You have your room key, but you also need to get a casino card, so you have to go to the casino. On the first day, it's always busy, people trying to get this casino card. That's how you get the points. You can't collect them, with your card. Everything's on your casino card, so that's a process. They do have a loyalty program. The biggest thing about Margaritaville's casino is they're all really old slot machines, and by like the second or definitely the third day, it is dead quiet in there. Besides people playing the card games, the table games, where the people are actually, winning a little bit every now and then. Like on other cruise lines like Carnival, Royal, MSC, like even if you go to the casino and maybe you're not having luck that trip or that day, that night, whatever it may be, like people around you are at least winning like a free mini game or free games, or winning a little bit here, or somebody hit a mini or a major or whatever over here. There was nothing going on. It was just people putting in money and then walking away like 10 minutes later because they're out $100. Like, I think I hit mini games or free games, whatever you want to call it, like 3 different occasions, and I probably won a total of $13, and I was playing a mid bet. So it's their machines are super tight.
So do the table games. Stick to blackjack.
Blackjack, roulette. If you know craps, those stick with those. Maybe by the time you set sail on it, they'll fix it, but that was really frustrating. And then the only other thing I would say about the casino, and well, actually Margaritaville in general, but this was a casino thing mostly, is that some of the crew that worked in the casino would hound you about taking surveys while you were on the ship, and then like trying to connect you to their free internet to fill out the survey in front of them. So that was really, really frustrating. So we were like, oh, we always do the surveys, and we do, but after our vacation, we're still experiencing the vacation, and then like they just wouldn't take no. So that was a really kind of frustrating. But from my understanding, that's kind of a different, third party thing anyway. So, but just stick to table games. Drinks were great. Runners were great. It's totally non-smoking in the casino for Margaritaville. So as a non-smoker, that was great. But they just need to unwind those games a little bit.
Yeah. Well, BKVXN is a theory as to why MSC and Margaritaville and Virgin are all ahead of Carnival in terms of what they're giving back or, not giving. And that's that they're all privately owned, which is a good point.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the foreign investors that, bought a big chunk of Carnival are forcing Carnival to be greedy and do what they're doing. The Texas Cruiser says, I'm a Diamond Plus with Royal, and it's hard to cruise other cruise lines when we get 5 free drinks a day, but we want to experience other cruise lines. Yeah. And some of us are starting to do that, and, I'm excited about it. Sandy the Lost Pirate Jenkins is checking in, saying, hi, everyone, talking about my favorite holiday, Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
The crazy-eyed cruiser at JB, I didn't like the point system. The casino on the Margaritaville, gambled for 4 days, and I got 8 points. Need 60 points for a free cruise. Well, 60 points for a free cruise sounds pretty good. If that was Carnival, I'd be getting free cruises like this. Oh, no, we lost you. Oh, okay. I thought we lost you for a second. Meg, Carnival is taking their long-time cruisers for granted. I don't understand it. Meg, we don't understand. Oh, my God, we lost him again. We did lose Andrew. Come back, Andrew. If he comes back, we will put him on, and I'm sure he's doing that right now. Appliance Geek, you had a comment up here that I wanted to share. Where is? Oh, yeah. Appliance Geek was saying absolutely they have the best hamburgers in regards to Margaritaville. So you guys officially today, you've gotten me all excited about the hamburgers on Margaritaville. I'm excited about the Margaritaville. That's a new thing I'm excited about. Andrew got me excited about the Alchemy bar, the Alchemy-like bar called the Hemisphere. And now you all got me excited about the hamburgers. And Mandy, I haven't heard much from Mandy today, except at the beginning of the show. But I'm glad that you've stayed tuned in the whole time, Mandy. The Rick the Texas Cruiser has status matched at a gold level on MSC Seascape. And BK VXN, it's a lot to say. I matched Diamond since I'm Diamond with Hilton. Oh, very cool.
Nice.
And we got Scott, the controversial cruiser. What is the latest controversy, Scott? What is going on? Also, there's 30 of you online right now. Look, I will show you. Look, I'm not lying. 10,999. If there's one of you 30 that are not subscribed to me, do so right now and say, I just subscribed. And then we'll know that you're number 11,000. If there's one of you out there that's not already subscribed, that would be hella cool. So, yeah. So we are at 102, and Andrew and I typically seem to always go to 115 or something. What else? Oh, there's one thing I wanted to mention about Thanksgiving. So Andrew mentioned off like a dozen things. And I was telling Andrew before the show, I'm like, well, damn, Thanksgiving, there's really not that much going on. So aside from the nice little Thanksgiving menu that they have, there is a turkey trot that they do either Thanksgiving Day or the day after Thanksgiving morning, where you meet up on the jogging track up on the Lido deck. And there was about a dozen people, honestly, the one I went to. It wasn't that many people wanting to get up at 9 a.m. or whatever to do a mile walk around the track or whatever it was. But they did have it. So that was one thing. But then the other thing that just comes natural with cruising, that is kind of a cool thing on Thanksgiving, and it's a cool thing if you're at home for Thanksgiving, is football. Football in the sports bars, and sometimes they'll even put it on the big screen if it's a big enough game. But you have your Thanksgiving football, your NFL football, so for you Lions fans out there, the Lions are always featured. The Cowboys are usually always featured on Thanksgiving. So those are two teams. And so there's usually 3 NFL football games. And I think, isn't there a college game? Is it Army, Navy, or somebody like that? I don't know.
I feel like it.
Yeah, there's some college game on Thanksgiving Day as well. So you have that going on, in addition to enjoying Thanksgiving, wherever that may be. So, yeah. So there's that, and I forgot to mention. So yeah. Anything else, Andrew, that you can think of that we didn't really talk about?
The only other thing I can think of is that they do put the Macy's Day Parade up. Usually Seaside Theater in the morning, which if you like watching that, especially with the kids, I know a lot of that's like a tradition for a lot of, especially American families or whatnot. Other than that, I mean, there's not too much going on for Thanksgiving, but then they go all out for Christmas. Now, one thing is, a lot of people that book Thanksgiving cruises think that the ships are decorated for Christmas when they get on board, and unfortunately, they do not start decorating until December. Usually, like first, but sometimes it's not till like second or third. They usually put that schedule out. As you can imagine, Christmas to decorate the ships is a lot more thorough than even Halloween or any of the other holidays, so it takes a lot of time, but it's a process. But being on the ship for Christmas, and then if you could do Christmas into New Year's, is just so epic, and that's definitely my favorite holiday. I would say, that Christmas, New Year's, or just New Year's, and then probably Halloween, and then I would say like 4th of July would be also really cool. But there's so many cool holidays. Did you hit it?
I don't know who it was. Oh, wait, Terry and Cheryl. Okay, Terry and Cheryl. There you go. 11,000. Now somebody's going to unsubscribe and it's going to go. That's happened before. I kid you not. I've hit the thing and then I re-swipe it and then like somebody's dropped off or whatever. I'm like, oh, damn it. Now I got to hit it again. But Cheryl, it's Terry and Cheryl. Cheryl just subscribed. Terry was already subscribed. So thank you.
Nice.
Yeah. And then BKVXN, I'm curious what all those initials stand for. I mean, is it Vixen? I that's a hard name to say. Like, I just have to keep saying BKVXN. But thank you for joining the channel and all the comments and everything.
Yes.
But yeah. Okay, BK Vixen. Okay, so I did have the Vixen part right. All right, BK Vixen. Okay, that. Thank you for making that easier for me now. And Cruiser Charlene says, nice, congrats, Coach, on your 11,000 subs. So, yeah, so in regards to the 11,000 subs, the goal for the new year was to be at 11,026 or 11026 by January 1st, 2026. But we are only 26 people away from that now. So we're going to hit that goal a lot earlier than expected, I hope. So hopefully we're like 11,326 or something like that. And then hopefully Andrew hits his 9,000 by New Year's. So that's a realistic goal. I mean, it's not unprecedented. I mean, I've had crazy months. I had one month where I got over 1,000 people. That was the month where all of you loyal VIFP people, got kind of screwed a little bit by Carnival. And, I was upset like all of you were. And I got, like 1,000 in 1 month. So you just need to do some controversial Andrew and bitch about somebody. And, then they'll just, But thank you, everybody. And thank you again. We were at 97, so we got 3 new subscribers by the show, and hopefully 3 or more of you subscribe to Funnelheads as well. Got them a little closer to 9,000. But thank you for everybody. And Cheryl, I just saw your congratulations and the BK Vixen, thank you. Oh, and Cheryl just subscribed. Thank you. So Cheryl, you might have been that 11,000. If not, you're 11,001. And Wanda, thank you for that. And thank you for everybody. Thank you for all the love and support. Cruising Chris Moss. Yes. All our super chatters today. Chris, Edmund, Tim, JB, the Texas Cruiser. Thank you for that. And our winner, Cruising Chris Moss, has won again. He's won before, but we'll have to see what he wants this time. And he gets his choice. He can take a cooler, which I think he's won before. So he can take another shirt and then have 50 entries into the next drawing as well. So he can opt for that as well if he wants another shirt. And Chef Lemon Meringue. Ooh, I like the name. Chef Lemon Meringue said, I sub too. I hope you sub to Funnelheads as well as myself, because both worthy channels. I hope we are anyway. So thank you for that. But thank you very much. We will see you all later. Appreciate you. Much love. Happy cruising. Andrew, do you want to add anything?
No, just appreciate it. Makes it so much easier when there's interaction with, commenters and subscribers and everything. So you make our lives a lot easier, and it's always just time flies by when we're doing this. So we appreciate each and every one of you.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Andrew threw a couple ideas for topics for potentially next week, if not next week, the week after, but definitely we'll be coming back to you. And as Andrew just said, appreciate each and every one of you, the support, everything that you give us, the comments, all that good stuff. So we'll see y'all next week. All right. Take care, everybody.